Hi, it's Sekra with the SES Challenge Day 13. Today we're talking about a scene or event we'd like to see in a movie, live action. And what I picked out has already been done, but I'd still not the way I'd like to see it done. I want Civil War. Now, Civil War was a good movie for what it was, but what I'd like to see is now that we have Spider-Man in the MCU, what we could have, I want to see maybe a two-movie event like they're doing with the Infinity War thing, where you'd start with, the Stanford incident and registration and all that, and then you'd go off and you'd show it affecting, say, the Ant-Man movie or a Black Widow movie, maybe a Nick Fury movie, because in the comics he goes underground. That you'll have an Iron Man and Spider-Man movie. I'd like to see then have like a year or 2 years where you're seeing it affect the Netflix shows, Runaways and Hulu, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have the Accords and all that, or the Registration Act, having it affect and having everyone torn apart that way. So you are seeing how it affects the world. And then in the second movie, having it resolved the way it was resolved in the end. And maybe even at the very end, Cap died, and I believe Bucky took up the shield, but I didn't actually watch the after effects. But things that I missed the first time around is it was a story about three people. It was a story about Tony, Cap, and Spider-Man. And one of the biggest things in Civil War was the fact that Spider-Man lifted up his mask and told everyone that he was Spider-Man. And then he wears that Iron Spider and he's betrayed by Tony. And I want to see all that. And I want to see the effects of him having kept a secret for all this time. And then everyone knows. And then after Civil War, you could have the whole deal with Mephisto, which they still need to undo in the comics. But that is what I really want. My one big complaint with Civil War is that it wasn't big enough. Because Civil War was an all-encompassing story. I read every single tie-in they had, and most of those comics, I've only read the issues in Civil War because I hadn't really read comics yet. So, hold on a sec. Now, for a live stream of your podcast, that would be absolutely wonderful. And I think anytime Sunday would be great, as long as it's not conflicting with Task and Toast. Because, we're all one big family here, so we don't want to cross over and interfere with the other podcasts. So be sure to check out the Superior Comic Show if you're not watching it. The link is in the description. I'm at Sekra_XP. The Superior Comic Show is at Superior Comics 16. I will talk to you tomorrow.